What is up, guys, and welcome to Monaco. That's right, we have episode 5 of F1 2016 Mobile Career Mode, and today we have the Monaco Grand Prix. And this could well be something of a holy grail for us, because Monaco is easily one of my best tracks in the game. It's also a decent track for the AI though. They tend to be quite good around there, especially the Mercedes. On screen now is some gameplay of the last episode, which took place in Spain. That was just Spain without the S, but go back and watch it anyway with some surprise results. Anyway, let's wait no longer and jump straight into the Monaco Grand Prix.
It's race day here in Monaco, and a circuit that requires real driver skill as well as concentration. Last night the Monte Carlo streets were full of revellers. Today they're cleared and ready for racing.
Here we are then on the grid in Monaco. We start from P6, a decent qualifying for us. Rosberg gets the first non-Hamilton pole of the season. But now we're going to rev up to 5 red lights in the Principality. And we are underway for the Monaco Grand Prix, and it's been a good start with side by side with the 2 Ferraris into turn 1, looking to go round the outside. Raikkonen squeezes us into the wall, and somehow I get a warning for that, as if it was my fault. Anyway, we digress up the hill towards the casino and up towards Massenet. Here we go now, heading downhill. This is a very bumpy bit of track as we head towards Mirabeau at the end of the first sector. Raikkonen a little bit slow through Mirabeau there, and we're going to go up the inside at the hairpin. There we go, we're up into P5, so we've managed to gain a position on our original starting spot. And next up, Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion in the Ferrari. We get a great exit, and now we're running behind him as we go through the tunnel. This obviously very narrow circuit, this iconic street circuit where overtaking is notoriously difficult. But Vettel is following Ricciardo. The 2 Mercedes are streaking away as they always do now as we get towards the swimming pool sector in the last part of the lap. Here we go through the swimming pool chicane. Vettel a little bit out of shape there as we go down in towards Rascasse, one of the most famous corners on the track. And now into the final corner we go to complete a lap of this iconic circuit. Lewis Hamilton is still leading, but I am still trailing Sebastian Vettel here, and I want to make sure I get past him as soon as is humanly possible, as I cheese a little bit of the corner there at turn 1, but nobody saw that. We're now up to the hairpin, and again we're going to send it on the German there. This is on the very same lap. We're only on lap 2, and that's another one bites the dust for us. Thank you very much, up into P4. And next up we get a great run there actually on the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo. But unfortunately it came to nothing, and he managed to get away from me a little bit there. Anyway, we're coming up to the hairpin again. This is only on lap number 3, but this is a real hot spot for overtaking. The AI is so weak there, and that's 3 laps in a row, but I go in a little bit hot there, managed to almost run it into the wall, but never mind. We're on the podium. In Monaco, we're actually managing to make overtakes. The AI is so slow into that hairpin, and if you get the line right, then that's a really good place to make overtakes. As we cut now to lap number 5, and I'm chasing the 2 Mercedes. I've managed to ditch Ricciardo. My pace is fantastic around this circuit. I said this is one which I think I'm relatively good at, and now in front of me is Nico Rosberg, the pole man, who had a pretty poor start, actually allowed Hamilton to get in front. But again, we're going to go for that very same move at the hairpin. And where has this come from? We're into P2 in Monaco as oh dear, it's clattered the wall a little bit there. Lucky we didn't get any damage from that. But anyway, into the tunnel we go, and you can just see on the mini-map in the top centre of your screen, Lewis Hamilton's right in front of me, and there he is. You just saw him going through the chicane as we now come towards Tabac, and to start the third sector, it's very obviously twisty and technical, but Rosberg tries to send it down my inside. We were side by side through to back. In the end, I get a corner cutting warning because I have to leave him space on the outside line to make sure we don't collide. But anyway, into Raskas again. That would have been an incredible overtake if he'd have managed to pull it off, but in the end he obviously did the sensible thing, and that's to back out, because you can't really go two abreast through that part of the track. But this is now all the way to lap number 9, so we're almost halfway through this race, and I'm going to make my pit stop on this lap. Hamilton's pulled out a few seconds on me, probably 6 or 7 seconds, but Rosberg is still right on my tail. There you go, 6.4 the gap to Hamilton, 9/10 the gap behind to Rosberg, but we're going to box this lap, and we're going to try and see if we can go for the undercut on the Mercedes. So in we come to the pit lane. This is obviously going to be our sole scheduled pit stop here, and we are going to fit the super soft tyres and go to the end of the Grand Prix. So there's 11 laps to go. The supers can do 12 laps, so there's absolutely no problems there, and track position is so crucial, which is why it's almost sometimes a bit of a risk doing the undercut at Monaco. That was Perez, my teammate, following me in. It's a good stop from the boys there, 2.2 seconds, and now we're going to see where we're going to rejoin. We're currently only in P5, so that's great because it means we've had decent pace in the first stint to make sure we can get some places. But now this is what I really find annoying, is the auto cue from leaving the pit lane doesn't let you accelerate. So we would have been ahead of Button there, and we possibly would, and we would have been much closer to Danny Kvyat as well. So you just saw both of them go through. So anyway, it's P7 as we leave the pit lane, and now we need to push like hell to see if we can catch the two Mercedes, and that's exactly what I'm going to do on this outlap, and I'm going to try and make it as clean as possible, but equally I want to push and try and squeeze it out of my tyres. And that was a kamikaze dive bomb. It was ridiculously late, I'll admit. I was a little bit over aggressive there. Button was still side by side with me through the hairpin, but anyway, I needed to clear these guys because, you know, they haven't made the stop yet. They're on older tyres, so it was really important that we got that move done as soon as possible, because the clean air means I can go chasing after Kvyat, and at the end of the day this is going to be reducing the time deficit to the Mercedes. So anyway, here we come to the third sector again, through to back. This time we've already dropped Button enough, so he's not going to manage to make an overtake on me. The AI do seem to be, though, fairly good through to back, but again, the swimming pool chicane just there is another one of my strong parts. Rosberg is in the pit lane now. I go a little bit deep into Raskas. Kvyat dives it in, and this is going to be very, very close. Rosberg is on the pit exit now. This is him just coming out of the pit lane. This is going to be very tight. Here he is into La Source. We're going to be side by side on pit exit, but in the end we just managed to keep the position on the Mercedes, and that is net P2 once Sebastian Vettel makes his pit stop. But now on to lap 14, and I'm really catching up to Hamilton here. I think it's safe to say we are probably going to finish on the podium, but the question is first, second or third. Rosberg has dropped back. I've absolutely dropped him, and I'm catching up to Hamilton here. We can definitely win this race, and I'm going to go for the move again. We were miles back. Hamilton tries to fight back, but the AI is so weak in that part of the lap, and we've managed to get the move done. We are leading the Monaco Grand Prix with just 6 laps remaining. Oh my heavens, and now we are going to have to defend it like crazy from a Mercedes. This is Hamilton. This is Lewis bloody Hamilton, 3-time world champion at this stage in 2016, of course. But obviously we now need to try and keep him behind us for 6 laps, and that is going to be much easier said than done. My pace is good, but obviously we know Hamilton's AI is much better than Rosberg, so we've seen lots already this season. So this is going to be a big challenge. Anyway, let's see if we can do it. On to the start-finish straight. Hamilton is just about a second back. Let's have a look at the gap when he crosses the line. Yeah, 1.395 seconds. I cheesed the corner at turn 1 a little bit, brushed the wall, and we've got a 2-second time penalty for corner cutting. No. Also, how can you corner cut at Monaco? It's like impossible to corner cut. Oh man, that's not good. That's not what we needed. We now have to ditch Hamilton by 2 seconds or more if we're going to win this race. My tyres are going off. You can see I still have the fastest lap though of the race, a 1:14.7, and that was even done on the super soft tyre. That was the slower compound, so that's just showing my pace around this place. And at the moment, looking at the mini-map, there are a few cars just around this next corner at the hairpin, and these are going to be lap traffic. So Hamilton is 2.5 seconds behind me now, but again I've run it a bit deep. Luckily we don't have any front wing damage. That's Luck has been on my side on the damage front of this Grand Prix, but there's only sort of 2 laps to go now, and this is getting very tense. My heart is pounding to see if we can try and keep Lewis Hamilton 2 seconds behind me. We are about to start the final tour of the Monte Carlo Grand Prix in 2016 into turn 1. The gap to Lewis Hamilton is 2.8 seconds. We just need to keep it on the road and keep this pace up for one more lap. It's going to be so close. Heading down past the casino, we get a good exit here. It looks as if the lap traffic's also been on my side. I haven't had to lap anybody yet, but that could quickly change as they're just round the corner of this hairpin. We take a great line through the hairpin. I absolutely nail that for the first time today. I'm going to come down onto the seafront past the yachts into the tunnel now. This is the bit where I can, if I can get a good exit out of there, I can gain a couple of tenths on the AI. However, we've seen already today that they will try and bite back at me through Tabac. There we go, into the chicane. We're still running along the seafront. We're going into the final sector. There's just a few more corners to go now. What's the gap to Lewis Hamilton with a second to go? 2.6 seconds. This is going to be so close. We just need to keep it on the road through Raskas. There is going to be no lap cars for us, which means if we can keep it on the road through the last corner, it looks like we are going to come through to take our first victory, and we are going to win the Monaco Grand Prix in Season 1. I did not expect that one bit. That is absolutely incredible. How on earth have we managed to do that in Season 1? Wow, that is incredible. I did not expect that to happen today. Anyway, here's your standings, ladies and gentlemen. After our first win, we move to 5th. In the driver standings, we overtake Kimi Raikkonen, but Lewis Hamilton is still 55 points clear of Nico Rosberg, who finishes on the podium once again. Oh, this season keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. We move to 3rd in the Constructors. With my win today, we move in front of Red Bull, and still Sauber are the only team yet to score points this season. Oh, I need a drink after that, guys. Anyway, if you enjoyed that ridiculous episode as much as I did, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Let's get to 250 subscribers. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord. Both links are in the description below. And until next time in Canada, goodbye as race winners.